Hey there guys, this is Malorian, and these videos will be the coverage for the Steamroller I went to. This is November 1st, 2014, and this is a two-list event, 50 players, and it was going to be kind of a tough one because this one here really draws in a lot of people from Alberta. So it's not just the Edmontonians there. You have people coming in from Red Deer, from Calgary, Grand Prairie, and a lot of very strong players coming from these groups. People who are on the Team Canada and all the rest. So to me, it's going to be a real test of how well I can do or not well with my Signar. So with that, I'm actually making a change. You guys have seen the list. I'm running now Epic Haley and Epic Caine. Striker is moving out, as I believe Haley does the jam better. She can't finish like Striker 2, but she can lock things down and go for that control a lot better. So the Epic Haley list is going to be, of course, her. She's going to be running a Lancer, because I find the Thorn, I don't normally need to do that, because with all the jam going on, things don't get to engage my Arc Node anyway. Then, of course, she's running a Squire too, because you always do. Then what I have going for her is up front, I'm going to be having 2 units of max press gangers and a max unit of commandos. So 30 models advanced deploying that are either stealth or tough and fast going off to get you right away. Following that up will be Alexia, and so also I'm pulling off corpses as you pull off those lines, and then making up the Risen as I fall up behind. My second or third row, then heavy hitters, are going to be Max Forge Guard and the Storm Blades, and then to get some more characters in there, I'm going to be running a Hawk to try and get in there and try and kill off some key solos, plus Fearless and stuff from my press gangers. I'm going to be running Anastasia, Gorman, and then as well a Stormcaller because I had 1 point left. So really feeling good about that list. It's been doing fairly well. And then there's the Caine2 list. The Caine2 list is a little bit different again. He is going to be running in this one 2 Sentinels. I'm going to be running a Squire because, again, get all those shots I can. I might as well say Reinhold is like an attachment for him too. Otherwise, though, really lots of shooting going on. So I'm going to have a max unit of the Nis Hunters. I'm going to have my Rangers going. I'm going to have the Gun Mages with UA. I'm going to be having the Black 13th. I'm going to have Max Blazers. So lots and lots of shooting. Then as well, I have Epic Iris that can go and shoot off either upkeeps or shooting off your focus if it's up on a caster and camping, right? I have Terran, so I can be trying to shoot through things. I also have Pendrake, so if I ever go up against beasts, I'm getting that extra dice, and either it's on him or on the Gun Mages. Really helps a lot. And overall, I think it should do well. There's a few matchups I'm not really looking forward to, but really what I'd like to do is place. At this point, I don't know how many people are going to be there, but if I could be in the top 3, that'd be awesome. But either way, I only want to lose a max of 1 game. If I can go 3-1, that'd be great. So let's see what happens. All right, so first game here, this is fantastic. I'm up against Codex Dan. So, it's always great to have YouTube versus YouTube, but as well, I know this guy is just a great fun opponent, and I should be looking forward to a really fun game. Now, as far as his list, this is going to be Signar versus Signar, but he's going for a couple of different casters. He's going for this Nemo 3 list and also a Striker 3 list. Now, I felt either list of mine could really handle Striker 3, but I didn't figure he'd drop it because Caine2 would just shoot him dead. However, when it came to his Nemo 3 list, he has a lot of Electro Leaps and all these stuff to kill infantry, so you'd think Haley 2 would be a bad choice. However, Caine2, there's no Caine 3 yet, Caine2 does not like electro leap, especially on her feet where they're boosted. I feel that he would be able to caster kill me fairly easily. So as much as I don't think it's a perfect drop, I'm going to be going Haley2, and we'll see if I can outswarm Nemo 2's ability to just kill the everything. All right, so looking here, first of all, the scenario. First one to 5, you get 1 for controlling the zone, 2 for dominating. You also get 1 for destroying the enemy zone. There's also a flag on the side there. You can get 1 for dominating that. I already went over what my list is, but on his side there, he is going to be running a storm wall. He is going to be having a lancer. He's going to have 2 of the storm, what are those things called? Striders. There you go. He has then 2 more of the storm collars. He has 2 of the storm towers, and Junior in the back. And so really just lots and lots of lightning. And that's good news for my storm blades, because a lot of that can't hurt them, but it's really going to hurt a lot of the rest. And so hopefully, with all these big bases, I can trap them out of the zone and just have to take my lickings and go from there. So thanks to Anastasia, I get first, and I'm really just running up. I cast deflection, or sorry, deceleration, and I also charge up. And otherwise, yeah, I'm just trying to spread out a little bit and get in his face. So on his turn, he tramples up with the storm wall in order to do a pod. And then after all of his shooting and stuff, you can see that the one unit of press gangers was decimated. He killed a couple of commandos, did a little bit of damage to my lancer, but the biggest thing he did was just kill all of those press gangers that were the painted ones, and as well he was able to kill Alexia. So I did have her pretty far up. I kind of figured that no matter where I put her, because he could just throw down a pod and then electroleap from it, I was kind of in trouble anyway. So hey, at least I kind of made him focus on her, but she dies. And otherwise now the best thing that I like is that he has nothing in the zone, so I can start locking him out. So this is going to be my feet turn. I'm able to raise up like 8 Risen, so that's great. All the Risen go in the front, just fill up the zone where those press gangers were. And yeah, as you can see here, I'm not really making any attacks on them. I did make a Bane Thrall, and it charged and rolled awesome dice and did like 11 damage to the storm wall. But otherwise, I'm really just running up to engage the storm towers, so they're not going to be able to shoot. Engaging the lancer, so it can't be arced, and then everything else just really either getting up there to hold the line or putting it so there's no spot where he could actually go and trample. Now, Gorman got up there, and I didn't have the 6 inches to get to the storm wall, but I could shoot my Risen in the bum. So I did that, rolled really crappy, deviated away, and blinded 2 of my Risen. So that's kind of too bad, but hey, I'm in a really good spot. I'm feeded. He probably can't get anything into the zone. That's really solid. You could either put a pod in there or something like that, but yeah, feeling pretty good. So his turn goes, and he really does a lot of work. I say his storm wall has to go first because I don't want him to clear some room and then be able to trample in. And so I don't know if he even can trample anyway, or walk in, but I make the storm wall go first, so it kills some stuff, puts down some cover fire. Then I let the storm strider go on the right, and it kills some stuff. And this is where he kind of makes a mistake. That was kind of a big deal. First of all, he pods off Gorman, which is a great idea, right? Gorman has to die, but that means the pod is not in the zone. On the right side, a storm caller, instead of running into the zone, just goes and calls some lightning down on me. Well, he actually starts to triangulate, so that starts doing a lot of zaps to me, frees up the Lancer, frees up some of the other stuff, but kills some of the commandos on the left, kills a good number of the Forge Guard. They really got their butts kicked. But the major thing that happened here is that while he was so busy killing all my stuff, he did not get anything into the zone. So pretty much near the end of his activation, he realized that I was going to dominate on his turn and then clearly dominate on my turn, unless I'm an idiot, and then be able to just have to destroy the objective to win. So the Lancer moved over to kind of get in the way of some of that stuff, But in case some of you guys are wondering why he didn't go for an assassination on me, I'm basically fully camped. So Haley is sitting pretty good. So on my turn, that's all I really need to do. The commandos come over, throw some grenades. I do set up so I can be doing some other stuff, but it doesn't really matter. I just charge in, do a time bomb, and the thing's destroyed, and I win on scenario. So one of the craziest things that came from this game is that when we were all done and adding up the points and stuff, I actually got 0 points. In fact, I killed 0 real models. I killed 1 pod, and I destroyed the objective. But otherwise, it was a really crazy game where the list did exactly what it was supposed to, where I just run up there and jam. But this is a really risky one. Like I said, he had all the tools to kill lots of my guys. We were talking about he had different ways that he could throw things into the zone. Again, I mean, I put so many guys in your face that you feel like you have to attack them, that you miss doing things like putting stuff in the zone. And luckily for me, a mistake from my opponent makes it for a quick win. So I'll take it and move on. All right, this second game here is going to be against a guy like Christian from our local group, and it's going to be a complete mirror match as far as casters go. So he was Caine2 and Haley2. I'm Caine2, Haley2, and we both did not like the looks of any of that. Turned out it was going to be Killbox, and so yeah, it's going to be a Caine2 shootout. And we're like, yeah, we're going to be done this game in 5 minutes. So you already know my list. What his list. So first of all, let's talk about scenarios. So the scenarios first of 5. There's kill box. You get 1 for controlling the zone, 2 for dominating, 1 for destroying the enemy objective, and the objective gives valor, I think. Anyway, I don't think this one will come down to scenario at all. But what he's running on his Caine side is he's actually running Caine with Old Rowdy and also the Squire. He is running P Iris, the regular Iris. He has Ayana and Holt. He has a Stormcaller. He has the Gun Mages with UA. He has the Rangers. He has the Boom Howlers, Max with Murdoch. The Gun Mages are also running a Hunter. And I can't remember what else. I'll point it out as it gets there. But either way, this is going to be a very tough match. Luckily, I win first turn again, and really, it's just going to come down to somebody's going to make a mistake. They're going to get shot by Caine, and it's going to be probably like 99% be an assassination one way or the other. Now, shooting Caine's really hard. He's going to have the elevation over there because he has that green hill. You could put blur on yourself, and unless I get lucky and shoot off with Iris, shooting directly will be tough. Now, luckily, I kind of already know from doing this matchup once before that magic bullets is the way to go. But magic bullets are risky because it's really dice dependent, and so my hope is to do a little damage to Caine first and then finish him off with magic bullets later. But we'll just have to kind of see what becomes available. So I get first turn, I'm really kind of going up the board. I put blur on myself, camp a couple, block some line of sight between the objective and the sentinels, and wait for him to walk into my range. So that's what he does. He doesn't really get any shots on me or anything. The Blazers, wanted nothing to do with the Hunter or anything on the right, so they're coming over more to the left. But for him, he's kind of more going around the center, going up with the Boom Howlers. They're going to be doing their mini feats. They got cover. They are going to be getting the heightened reflexes spell on them so that they're can't be knocked down. He has blur on his Caine and arcane shield on, I can't remember, the gun mages or something like that. So Caine is camping 2, and I believe I can get 1 magic bullet onto him. So that's the main plan. I'm also going to have to deal with these Boom Howlers, though, so hopefully I can shoot down a couple of them and then just kind of bog them down. So what I do is I first activate the Ranger so that one can run up to not only mark, but also kind of engage Rowdy, so he's not going to do anything jerky. Then I'm going to be going up with my Sentinels so that they can hold down the zone. Caine goes up. he is going to do magic bullets, and I'm going to get one on Caine and do some damage to him. So that was pretty good. Just 3 points, but those 3 points are massive as far as making a triple magic bullet work later. Otherwise, I tried doing some shooting into the boom howlers, kill a couple of them, and then I actually use my gun mages as the jam. Normally I'd be using my Nis hunters, but they were on the wrong side, so the gun mages run in. The Nis are really flanking hard. One's engaging Iris, and then otherwise the Blazers are just trying to get in a spot where maybe I can either use them to clear out a lane for Caine, or maybe I can get Electro Leaps onto his Caine. Otherwise, Pendrake is useless to me in this matchup, so he's just running up there to get in the way as well, and that's my turn. So on his side, he is able to do some pretty good damage to me. Really what happens is that he uses his Caine to do magic bullet to kill off my guys in the center there, my gun mages that were jamming him. So that was a good move on his part. The Rangers had gone first to try and do some stuff to me. They actually killed Iris, so that was really good for them. But otherwise, after Caine did that, he gate crashed off to the right. And then really after that, he was doing a lot of his activations, really, other than the boom howlers charging into me and doing minimal damage, it was more of the fact of just trying to make layers. So he has some boom howlers in the way, he has a hunter in the way, he has then a line of little solos in the way is there as well. But I don't care, because Magic Bullet just needs to shoot something within 4 inches, and I got you. And now he's camping nothing. So all those will be dice -1. He only has 12 boxes left, so the math is really in my favor. So all I really need to do to make this work is I want to get one of my Rangers up there, which I think I can do. In order to do that, I probably need to kill off the boom howler that's on the left side of my sentinel there to make it so I can go more straight. And then otherwise, really just trying to kill off a few more of the guys so that I don't have to take any free strikes or anything like that. So in the end, I was able to make it work. Actually, he started making a lot of tough, so it's kind of tough to make it work, but I was able to kill off the boom howlers that are in my way. The Ranger is able to run up to engage Rowdy, so he can't countercharge. Also marking the Hunter. I, of course, give myself an extra bullet. I come up here, and then 3 magic bullets later, and I'm only needing like 3s to hit him, and then, of course, everything works. His guy's dead, and it's like, whew, this one was a tense battle. We talked about it after, and as much as he's a great guy and I'm a great guy, we never want to do this matchup again, because you have this whole thing where every single turn, we joked at the beginning of the game that, oh yeah, this game will be 5 minutes, but even though we only played 2 turns, each of us used up more than half of our clock, because you have to be so careful in all your placements. And luckily it was able to go my way, and 2 wins down. Feeling pretty good. All right, so on to game 3. This is now going to be against Matthew, who is the local press ganger, and he's going with Retribution and 2 tier 4 lists. So he has the tier 4 Kalissa with all those craziness where I can't run or march on the first turn. He gets all these Arcanists and all this other crazy stuff. And then his other one was a tier 4 Viros. Now, looking at that, I'm pretty sure he wasn't going to drop the Viros because, again, just like the Striker 3, I could shoot him down. As well, with my whole Swarmy Haley, whereas I can swarm Viros, and even though he can get lots of synergy up, I can pretty much lock him out of zones and stuff like this. Meanwhile, this list here, he has all the covering fire and stuff like that, so I was pretty sure he was going to go with this. So with that in mind, I decided to go with the Epic Caine, and we'll see if that's the right choice. All right, so for scenario, it will not be kill box. It is, I don't think so anyway. It's the first one of 5, and it's pretty simple. You get 1 for controlling 1 zone and 2 for dominating a zone. So you can really, this is really one that does come down to scenario a lot, because usually one shifts over to one zone, one to the other. You can already see with his deployment that he's more over to the left side. To me, I'm really liking this right side with this wall, but really, I can really skip over to wherever I need to be to get points. So, but looking at how he deployed, I'm looking more just to contest the left side and score on the right side. So luckily, again, I win first turn. I am so lucky when it comes to first turns. And unfortunately, I can't go very fast. So, like I said, with this tier bonus, I can't run or charge. So I pretty much just walk everything up. I put a true sight onto Caine, and then I gate crasher up just to have that much more threat. On his turn, he's going to be not needing to allocate anything because he has all of his Arcness to be doing all that stuff. By the way, I never covered his force. So he has Kaelissa. He is going to be having the Phoenix. He has 4 Manticores. He has all the Mittens guys, tons of Arcness. Actually, maybe I shouldn't cover the list because I don't know all the goddamn names. But you can see it's basically all with these little Mitten guys, do a little bit of damage control, and then as well, it's really around these jacks here. So either way, they come up. They're already making my life a pain with this cover fire on the left side. Plus, I have to really deal with that Phoenix because with its ability to just incinerate everything around it, it doesn't matter how high your toughness is, it's going to hit you regardless. Defense, rather. Meanwhile, he does put 1 Manticore on the edge of my zone, and that's a pain. I have a couple of ways I could deal with it, but then it got really limited because he pops his feet. So everything is stealth, and even though I can kind of see it with some of my stuff, I can't really shoot it with everything. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to use my feet on the Manticore on the right. Had it not gone to the zone, I probably would have feeded off the Manticore instead. But yeah, I'm just going to probably then look to take up that heavy and then really focus on the right zone. So that's what I do. I go up there. I am going to be going with upkeeping my true shot. I'm going to go up with the Rangers. They're going to do a little bit of damage. Then I'm going to go up, pop my feet, roll well enough that I kill it pretty quickly and have 2 focus left so that I can put blur on myself to make myself that's much safer. Otherwise, the gun mages are really just pushing back the Phoenix. And then otherwise, I throw a couple of guys in the zone. I probably should have put more, but I figured whatever I put in the zone, he'd be able to kill unless I threw everything up there. And I didn't feel it was time to really just swarm the zone, especially because I want to deal with that Phoenix somehow first. But yeah, no score yet because I went first. So on his turn, he's going to be using the wreck marker that I made to give himself some cover for his 2 solos that come over there. I have no idea what their names are. But otherwise, Manticore is still making those annoying cover templates. The Phoenix misses a shot and scatters, and we actually had to call over a judge for this one because we weren't really sure whether Epic Iris was in it. Turns out it was ruled against me, so Epic Iris was hit and destroyed, and that's bad for me. I can't do the thing where I run up and basically, oh, everyone within 5 doesn't get focus because they're all friendly jacks, basically. They're all the Myrmidons. But I was really looking forward to using her to shooting something like the Phoenix to really help shut it down. Meanwhile, between other shooting from Kaelissa with her Phantom Hunter, they're able to clear out the zone, and so he's going to dominate for 2. And all of a sudden, you can see this is going to be a scenario race, and he is in the lead. So I decide I'm going to go chips in on scenario and really just push for that. So Caine really just aims and shoots out those 2 guys that were inside my zone there. And then meanwhile, I had actually given 1 focus to one of the sentinels so it could run over and just get in the way. And then almost literally everything else just went over. Now the Black 13th did go up and the Rangers did go up to try and shoot down more of his models so that he wouldn't have that many to try and run into my zone. But otherwise, then the gun mages, they just run up to engage and get in the way. My Nis hunters just run to get in there and engage. Plus, I'm trying to put myself in annoying places so that, it'd be really hard for him to clear out his own zone. And then finally, it was the Blazers who do their part with their large bases to run over and really just seal that thing off. So now it's 2 control points to 2. And what it comes down to is he's not in a position to assassinate me. And it's going to be really, really hard for him to get something in my zone. And even if he does, he probably can't clear his zone. And if he doesn't clear his zone, then on my turn, I can probably easily kill whatever he puts into my zone. I dominate again, flood his zone again, and then should be able to finish it off. But as it goes, he does his best with everything. He's not able to clear out his zone. He's not able to get anything into my zone. He actually, I guess he kind of went more chips in where he could have done something like use Kalissa to shoot down one of the Blazers and then maybe run in one of the other guys. But he didn't think he'd have the speed to get in there. He tried doing some janky things like throwing my Sentinel, but it just kind of killed the Blazer and then blocked the spot anyway. The Magister, I believe that's the name of the big, huge arm guy. He went over and tried going for this big spell, but it missed, which I think kind of screwed over whatever plans he had. But really, the rest doesn't matter. He is going to not get any points. I'm going to dominate again for 2, and then just dominate again for mine. So really feel actually really good about this win because for this Caine2 list, I hear a lot like, oh, you don't have any jam in your list, you don't got anything there. But that's not true at all. I have a lot of high defense, a lot of high speed, and when I need to jam, I can jam. So it really felt good to not only see how this list can work like it was designed to work, but also now I'm 3 wins in, and now there's going to be just 3 of us undefeated, and my eye is definitely on those top prizes. And this is just, sorry, one last picture here of Caine going, yeah! Scenario win with a caster kill caster. That's how I do it. All right, so we are now going into the last game. I get paired up against one of the other undefeateds, and yeah, this will be a little bit tough. Now, this is Jerry. He was one of the captains for Team Canada, so he's kind of really good. And so I actually have 3 reasons I want to do well in this game. One, this is Jerry from Team Canada, and he's going to be on the council for deciding the team for the next year's event. And I'm really, of course, pushing to try and make it on the team. So I want to do well in front of him to kind of show, hey, I'm somebody that might be able to make it on Team Canada. I know I have a lot of work to do, but hey, this is a good spot for me to shine. Plus, last time we played, I played like an idiot. I forgot to take corpses. I forgot to do all these things. And so I'm really looking forward to doing not stupid things in this game here. Finally, of course, if I do well, I should be a shoo-in for some trophies. Either way, looking at it, he had Gorshade 3 and Scar 1. Looking at it with all the ghosts I could shoot down, with Caine, he was pretty sure he had to drop Scar 1. There's no way I could drop Haley against Horseshade because, well, maybe I could have, but I just felt that Caine would have had the better option because not only can I just shoot down all these models, but then I can really go for that assassination as well. So we'll see what happens here. So this one here is also a kill box, which again was part of the reason why I wanted to go with Caine. And it's going to be first to 5. You get 1 for controlling a flag, 2 for dominating. You also get 1 for destroying the enemy objective, and the enemy objective is contesting that flag that it's by. So you do have to kind of deal with that. On his list there, he has a bunch of Crixie things that'll be getting my face. He has the Raiders in the front, which are going to have the UA and the Solo. He's going to have 2 units of the Bane Knights. He's going to have 2 units of the Stitz Thralls to really be getting those things going. 2 units of the Mechanothralls. They're each are going to have a Brute as well. I believe the Jacks that she took are called the Harrowers. No, those not Harrows. I don't know. It's the little burrowing guys. He also has a Starlock, which is not placed now, but will be placed soon. And I believe that's actually all that's in his list. It's really just a lot of stuff to run in your face and say, hey, try and deal with this. So really, I don't think I'm gonna be able to stop his stem. There's just too many things, and I don't have like the cover fires to really help control him. So I can kill a lot, but I believe in the end he's probably gonna get to me. So what I'm really gonna be looking for to do is to be looking for the assassination. Normally I'm not an assassination player, but I believe that's gonna be my best case here. So I get first turn again, which is amazing. And really, I'm not doing too much. I do not want the Raiders to be able to charge me, which would make me look really, really dumb. So really, I am like my Rangers at AD almost stayed in exactly the same spot. Caine put blur on himself just because why not? Gate crashes a little bit closer. And then otherwise, that's really it. I'm just waiting for him to move into me. And move up he does. He does not run up actually as fast as I thought. He was a lot more conservative. And I believe the reason for that is just the whole idea that he wants to also use scenario as a weapon against me. So whereas his Raiders could be right up in my face, not engaging, but right up to me, they're staying back. He has a lot by the wall and stuff like that. They're also staying back so that he can be grabbing their corpses to make mechanothralls. So there's also that recursion he wants to stay together as well. And so looking at this and the way he deployed, I have a couple of things I want to do. One, I do not want to kill any Bane Knights. I want to be focusing on the witches who are in the front, and I believe I can kill both Stitch Thrall Necrosurgeons, because if I do that, that kills the whole recursion thing and really will make things easier in the long run if the assassination does not show itself. I mean, right now, Scar is hiding behind a hill, and I can't even see her. So, with that and having a hill bonus and all the guys, I don't know if I'll get assassination. So I gotta at least have myself prepared for the long game. So that's what I do. For the most part, I play it pretty defensive. The Rangers go up, do some shots, kill actually a couple of the Raiders. Um, I go up with my Blazers. They're shooting the guys behind the witches, making sure that nothing's going for electro leaps to any of the Bane Knights. I then leave 2 to fast cab up there at the wall just to kind of force him to deal with his activations. And if nothing else, trying to get dark guidance out of him so that he'll be camping less. But otherwise, they pull back. The Caine goes up and does his thing. I get off the 2 magic bullets, but unfortunately, whereas I'm able to kill the Necrosurgeon on the left, the one on the right, I roll garbage for damage, and he's alive with 1 or 2 boxes, whatever it was. So that's horrendous, not what I wanted. That's going to mean that he's going to get a bunch of Mechanothralls that I did not plan he was going to be able to get. The gun mages are able to shoot down more of the Raiders, so that's good news. And otherwise, I mean, like, I could be going up with the Nis on the left, and I could be shooting down some of those Bane Knights already, but then he's going to Vengeance up, and then he's going to get and engage me. I'd rather just stay back and be in a spot where I can clear them out on my own terms. So that's what he really does, brings up all of his Mechanothralls, and again, he doesn't really come at me at the way I thought he would. Scar comes over to the side, so now I can see her, although she is up onto the hill there. She casts Dark Guidance, just like I wanted, and then what happens is that really the witches, or not the witches, the Bane Knights on the right are able to clear out those 2 Blazers that were in the way, and that allows the witches, the Raiders, to charge over and start engaging and killing my gun mages. Of course, the Rangers in the front, they die, so those guys are cleared out. But really, one of the things that failed for him is that he was trying to destroy my objective and failed. So, kind of bad luck for him. He really should have cranked it. One of the other stories I forgot to explain is that trying to keep him off of me and off of Caine is I actually ran up Terran and then shot her in the back with Ryan to do that mage shot. So if you're wondering why that 4-inch template is there, that's what happened. I actually missed and it scattered back towards me and killed Terran anyway. But really looking at this, the biggest thing that I see is that pretty much have a straight line to get to Scar. Now, he has a lot of reach models in the way, which is a big deal, but I have a lot of shooting. That's the best thing that I love about this, is that I have so much shooting that I can build a lane for Caine. Now, where I want Caine to be within 12 inches, and he did put a brute thrall in front, so I'm going to have to kill that guy first. But and that's not maybe not a bad thing, because I can do a couple of shots against him, really work up my strength, and then boost the shots on the Scar when they're stronger. So that's not totally a bad thing. But not only would I like to kill a spot for Caine to go, but I would like to get a Ranger up there as well. And if I can do that, I'm in a lot of a better spot. But man, it's going to take a lot of doing to make that happen. And that's what I do. I spend like 20 minutes of my clock doing that, um, really using the sentinels to aim, and they start shooting things down, and just everything, just spending their time trying to dig away a hole. And in the end, I get to the point where I can run up a ranger. And this is where I had to kick myself. Normally in the past, I've been really bad with my rangers, where I'm too aggressive with them and I lose them all. So I promised myself this tournament I'd be more careful. Well, what happened because of that is that I held them so far back that I was an inch out from marking Scar. Well, whatever, those things happen. So I go up with Caine. Of course, get my free bullet first, pop my feet, start shooting that brute thrall, kill him down, and now it's time to shoot Scar. Now, because she's not marked, I need to boost to hit her, hitting on nines, and the first time I boost, I hit, and I do some okay damage. The second time I shoot, I miss. If I would have been marked, I would have made it. And then I'm in a hard spot because I have 3 focus left, and I can either go for the shot or I can gate crash away. However, when I really looked at it, between the fact that he would be all over me, so in his next turn, there would be dudes engaging me everywhere and killing me everywhere. If you see those 2 tokens beside me, those are his 2 burrowing jacks. So even if I did go back 8 inches, I could not make it away. So I decided, you know what? We're going for the shot. Now, looking at the numbers, I need to roll a 13 to kill her, but let's go for it. So I roll it. I get a 12. I leave her on 1 box, and I fail. So really, my Blazers try and destroy his objective to actually go for tie breaks. They fail over there, and now bad things will happen. And so this is kind of showing off the entire board here. Really did do a lot attrition-wise. And so looking back on this, maybe what I could have done is, instead of spending all that time wondering how am I going to kill all those guys so that I could set up this assassination, one of the things I could have been doing instead is just killing everything. Instead of boosting shots on Scar, just shooting down everything that's around here, right? If the Blazers would have done that too, they could have done a lot of damage as well. So, you know what? It does kind of really suck that I failed to kill by 1, but I believe I did have another option here, that I just really thought I could get the assassination, and it didn't work. So maybe I should have stuck with attrition, but now it's time. I made my bed. Now I got to sleep in it. So on his turn, his jacks come up behind me. And then between him doing like this hitting sacrificial strike, whatever, I'm dead. So he gets the win, 1 box away. And either way, I talked to him after. He's like, you know what, you played the game great, and that was really good to hear. He's a guy I wanted to impress, and it was good to hear that he thought I played a good game. In fact, he didn't really talk about the attrition thing. He was kind of thought that going for the assassination was the right thing. But either way, there you go. And all I had to kind of hope now is that with my tie breaks, that I would actually be able to win a trophy or something. And luckily for me, I did. I had actually really strong, strength of schedule. Plus, I also had a good amount of control points as well. So I did get 3rd place, which was awesome. Jerry, the guy who beat me, came in second, and then this guy Bryn, which you should know if you're in the global scene, is one of the big Canadian guys. He came in first. And one of the things that really kind of irked me, well, not irked, but I was just like, oh man, is that if I would have won this game, if I would have done one more damage, my strength of schedule was higher than Bryn's. So one more box, and I would have won first place. But you know what? That being said, I'm still very happy with this showing. Um, I went out there. I played very well. I made very few mistakes, and I was up there with the big boys, right? It's not just Brian doing stupid things. Oh, there's Malorian getting himself killed on turn two or whatever. I played strong games, and I feel happy with how I did. So it's not first, but hey, there's nothing wrong with third place, and feeling good about myself. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you later. Bye.